No, everyone is still working? One retiree. Okay. Well, there's something I've realized by watching my mom and my stepdad in their newfound free time. You know how you work your whole life to be able to retire and spend more time to do all the fun things that you've always wanted to, and then the time finally comes and you retire, and at last you have all the time in the world to spend with the man that you love more than anything. And that's when you realize he drives you freaking crazy. Ladies, am I right? And you ask yourselves, how'd you not notice this before? All the going to work and not spending time together may have been the thing that has actually kept you from going insane. And now you're just supposed to be together all the time, at home, while he watches The Price is Right 7 notches too loud, yelling the answers at the TV. Drew Carey maybe can't hear you, but the neighbors sure can. Look, my stepdad, Rick, he went from a big government job at an IT manager with 25 staff in a corner office to following my mom around like a lost puppy, repeatedly asking if today is taco day. It's not, by the way, that's on Mondays. And when I visit, my mom is just so happy to have someone else to talk to. It's not necessarily that it's me, it's just not Rick. I was there a few weeks ago and I woke up one morning around 9 o'clock, I opened my eyes and there's Linda sitting on the edge of my bed just staring me down, saying, "Oh good, you're awake." I'm like, "Well, I am now." She says, "Oh, would you want to go to the mall today? Maybe just you and me, we can go to the mall, we can leave the house. If we go during The Price is Right, he won't even notice." And I said, "Sure, Ma, we can go to the mall, just you and me. I mean, can I get a coffee first?" And then I hear this voice from the hallway, and it's Rick, and he says, "Linda, can I talk to you for a minute?" And my mom looks at me and says, "Shit, he's found us." Like we're involved in an intense game of hide and seek. And he goes outside and he says, "I heard you ask her to go to the mall today." And Mom says, "Sure, Rick, I think it'd be fun." And then he said something that will now, from now on, forever be in my stand-up. He says, "But I thought we were supposed to go to the Walmart." And I say, "Well, Rick, one, I can hear you because you're right there. And two, can't you go to the Walmart any other day of the week? And three, why are we calling it the Walmart?" So that was my holiday and my parents' retirement activities in a nutshell. Someone I'm sure who has way cooler summer vacations than I do is our first guest speaker. David Lametti is a member of Parliament for the LaSalle and Mark-Verdun riding. He was a professor of law at McGill University, a member of the Institute of Comparative Law, and a founding member of the Center for Intellectual Property Policy. I have no idea what that means, but it sounds very impressive. He also served as co-captain of the Oxford University ice hockey team. You know, you're talking about an American university when you have to write ice hockey. Please welcome David Lametti.
Thank you, Chantal, for that overly warm introduction. C'est un vrai plaisir d'être ici avec vous ce matin. It's a great pleasure to be here. I think I'm now becoming a regular. I'm not quite Chantal's number, but I'm getting there. I think this is 4 or 3 in a row. I just want to say, first of all, bring greetings to from Mark Miller. We often say in politics, my good friend Mark Miller, but Mark Miller is my good friend. And regrets he can't be here today. And I want to shout out to Craig Silvey, who's here today. And I know I speak for Craig and I know I speak for Mark when I say this, but we take a great deal of pleasure serving you. It really is an honor to serve you. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work, but it's also a lot of fun, and we do it with everything we have. So thank you for that. It's a pleasure to be here this morning because of what groups like this do. So congratulations to the inductees. Leo's Boys, St. Columba's, Share the Warmth, and Deb Gunn, and Bishop Willard, who I used to run into when I was going regularly to St. Patrick's. It is groups and people like this that weave a community together and keep a community together. And that's critical. Of course, you're recognizing great individuals and great institutions for what they have done. But it's equally important to realize that this continues to move forward and they continue to have an impact on people and on kids in particular and other people in need. Kevin mentioned that the Southwest is changing and the point is changing. It is particularly important that individuals and organizations like you continue to contribute to the community, particularly when things are changing, because you don't want to leave anybody behind. And it's therefore even more important moving forward that great organizations like this continue to be involved in the community and great people like this continue to be involved in the community. I grew up in a small town in Ontario, and it was the same kinds of institutions and people that I remember and I remember being involved with. I came to Montreal 30 odd years ago. That's when I met Darren McGuire, who's standing in here somewhere at the law faculty at McGill. Darren was in my wife's class. I was a couple of years ahead. And you can see the passion in someone like Darren. I had the misfortune of playing hockey with Glenn Cambridge had the misfortune of playing hockey with me for 10 years, I should put it that way. And same thing there. People and individuals who are grounded in their community, people like you who come back every year, who've done your part or continue to do your part and continue to support. And so congratulations, obviously, to the inductees, but also to all of you, because you're going to continue to make this community a vibrant one from wherever you are. And you're going to keep ensuring that kids have a chance to play sports, that kids get scholarships to go to school, that kids have a place to go if they're in trouble, that people have a place to go when they need help, when you come to the Y, when you need to be here. And if you don't do it, who will? So keep it up. Congratulations. Honestly, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Now let's get to the inductions. Our first inductee today will be inducted posthumously. Bishop Neil E. Willard was born in Sherbrooke, Quebec on May 9, 1937. Father Willard fully embraced his community in the Point, who he often referred to as his flock, and was fully embraced in return. He would serve as spiritual advisor for the Spira Foundation, which worked to enhance the lives of the homeless, the unemployed, and the victims of conflict. Many people in this room were either baptized, confirmed, or married by Bishop Willard, who loved being the pastor at St. Gabriel's. He was especially dedicated to helping the youth in the community pursue their dreams and their education, and his generosity was the inspiration for the Point St. Charles Scholarship Fund. I'd like to invite Robin Robert up to the podium to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Bishop Neil Willard was born in Sherbrooke, Quebec on May 9, 1937, the son of Wilbur Willard and Margaret Deacon, brother to Ron and Clive. He was ordained to the priesthood by Cardinal Léger in Notre Dame Basilica, May 27, 1961. In 1964, he took up studies in canon law in Rome. Because of his intelligence, work ethic, and personality, he rose very quickly through the ranks of the diocese. He was ordained bishop by Cardinal Turcotte on the Feast of the Assumption of Mary, August 15, 1995, in Notre Dame Basilica. He was also Archman of the Year in 1993. And that was deep connections to St. Gabriel's and the Point. He was pastor from 1975 to 1981. In 1981, a young mother passed away, leaving behind 7 children. The eldest son was a member of a youth group mentored by Father Willard. So knowing some of the family's history, without hesitation, he took the whole family under his wing. Summer came, and he knew that he needed vacation, and what better place than Wildwood, thus starting a tradition that lasted for 15 years. Each year he took 4, sometimes 5 families to Wildwood, recruiting drivers, hoping they owned or could borrow a car. So at midnight, 3, 4, 5 cars set out on a 14-hour journey. stopping at 3 in the morning for a picnic near Lake George. Not only did he pay for the motel rooms and all the food, he insisted on cooking breakfast every day and barbecuing supper every day. Father Willow would have weekly barbecues at the rectory, where he invited different families from the parish. Another tradition was taking young couples, just married or preparing for marriage, out for dinner, just to talk, so we can get to know them personally. He also had an annual barbecue at the rectory for all the English-speaking sector of the diocese. Some 40 to 50 priests would attend. In the early 1990s, a new youth group started up from ages 6 to late teens. We needed some sports equipment, and miraculously a $2,000 donation came in from Mr. Smith, but we all knew where it came from. He had served as spiritual advisor for Spera Foundation, which worked with people of addiction. He enhanced the lives of the homeless, the unemployed, and victims of family conflict. He also helped people find work. He also helped people pay for tuition for the children to receive a better education. St. Gabriel's parishioners were Father Willard's family. When he was made Monsignor and eventually ordained bishop, he had every opportunity to live the life of luxury in the bishop's palace, but he never gave up his room at the rectory. It was his home. His untimely death in 1998 left a void in the diocese and at St. Gabriel's. He will forever remain in a lot of people's hearts. I know there are countless others he helped, either spiritually or financially, but he kept that private. I'll leave you a little story that illustrates his character and sense of humor. Right after he was made bishop, I went with him to rent a car for a trip to Wildwood. I asked him, "Now that you are a bishop, does that mean I have to kiss your ring?" He responded, "Of course, it's in my back pocket." A private joke for people that I went to Wildwood every year: stay away from the stucco walls. And as Bishop Willard would say, God is good. Thank you.
And if Sister Diana Levers would like to come up and accept the award. Let's get a photo of her. Take her back.
It's a great privilege for me to thank the Hall of Recognition for this deserving award and honor of our Bishop Willard, a real pillar in our parish, community, and far beyond. If he were here today, he would be awfully proud. Some years ago on Holy Thursday, Pope Francis was addressing one of his priests, bishops, and cardinals at a Vatican Mass, a Mass at the Vatican. In his homily, he told them that they must be shepherds living with the smell of the sheep. Well, Bishop Willard truly was one of these shepherds. The people in the Point were a great love in his life. Even though he is not here in body, I know that he is here with us in spirit, keeping an eye on all of us. Thank you once again for this beautiful tribute to a wonderful bishop and friend. And remember, as Robin closed his talk, God is good.
Now for today's second inductee. For 100 years, St. Columba House has served the local community as an outreach mission of the United Church of Canada. Initially providing worship services, many children's programs, clothing and food to those in need. It's evolved over the years, and today activities include the community lunch program, the after-school program for kids and teens, a hand-in-hand program for the intellectually and physically handicapped seniors, and so much more. I'd like to invite Ron Coughlin up to say a few words about St. Columba House.
distinguished guests, it is indeed a great honor for St. Columba House to be recognized by the Point St. Charles Hall of Recognition on the occasion of our 100th anniversary. Imagine that, 100 years of ministry and service to this community. We've been a vital part of this community all of those years. Now, I'm sure many of you have walked through the door of St. Columba House, either to be a part of a children's program or the hand-in-hand program or the lunch program. I want to ask anybody who walked through the doors of St. Columba House to put up your hand. And that is, you are part of our community. And we want to say thank you for your being part of our community, and thank you to God that we've been able to be there to serve you. Now, the first thing I want to do is to introduce to you our new executive director. Many of you may have known Patricia Lisson, who was our director for 9 years, who retired at the end of August. And we now have hired Lisa Meyer de Weaver, who's been on the job for 9 days.